Hello everyone, welcome to the YouTube channel Science for Life. This video is for those students who are about to complete their master's degree program and want to pursue PhD as their career option. And as we know that to get admission in PhD in different institutes all over the India, the very first requirement is then you should have a fellowship in your hands to apply for PhD program in any institution. And there are different funding agencies that provide fellowship to the students to continue their research and to complete their PhD program like CSIR, UGC, and ICMR-JRF and DBT-JRF and other institutional fellowship programs that are conducted by different autonomous institutions comes under CSIR or ICMR or DBT itself. So I've been interacting with the students from last 6 to 7 years and helping them to prepare to qualify these exams. And the very first question I used to ask them, then do you know what is the difference between NET and JRF? And do you know what does CSIR, ICMR or DBT stands for and what they are? And what you're going to do once you will qualify this exam? And most of the students are like, no, we have no idea what's the difference between NET and JRF and what are CSIR, ICMR and DBT, and we don't know what is the procedure to get admission in PhD program in any institution after qualifying this exam. So this video is all about to discuss about the difference between NET and JRF and what are CSIR, ICMR and DBT, and what is the fellowship amount that you will get after qualify these exams, and what are the different institutions that comes under these funding agencies, and what are the other institutional fellowship programs that different institutes run other than these funding agencies, so that you can qualify this exam and get funded while you are PhD in the particular institute. So let's start uh, with the difference between UGC and NET. So as we know that CSIR, UGC, NET, JRF is the most popular exam in the field of life science. And why this is so popular? Just because of one specific reason, because it conduct the two different exam in at one time, that is NET and JRF. So what is that NET and JRF? So basically CSIR UGC is the uh, combined test conducted by two different funding agencies, that is University Grants Commission, and CSIR stands for Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, comes under Ministry of Science and Technology, Government of India. So what is NET? So NET is basically National Eligibility Test, also known as UGC NET, and this is the test for determining the eligibility for the post of assistant professor and or junior research fellowship award. Pointed out, that means you need NET exam to get qualified to apply for a JRF, right, or to get funded as a JRF fellow or a junior research fellow, right, that we will talk about later. In Indian universities and colleges, and UGC NET is considered as one of the toughest exam in India with success ratio of merely 6%. Previously, the passing ratio was around 3 to 4 years, and assistant professor in private colleges may or may not be NET qualified, but NET qualification is mandatory for universities and government colleges. You may get uh, a post of a lecturer in the private college, but you can't get hired any government university or college if you don't have NET in your hands. So what is JRF? JRF basically is a junior research fellowship. Uh, it's an amount of money that particular funding agency, either UGC or CSIR, will give you to pursue your research during your PhD, right? So this is the junior research fellowship, is the fellowship offered by both CSIR and UGC to the eligible and selected candidates through written exams held twice a year as their stipend for doctoral studies or their assistant in various projects junior research fellowship, right? So I hope you get the difference between the NET and JRF. So basically NET is the eligibility criteria to apply for a post of assistant professor or lecturer in any government funded university. Either it's a state university or it's a central university. On the other hand, junior research fellowship is the amount of money that you will receive from the funding agency, in that case UGC or CSIR, to pursue your PhD. And the fellowship amount is for the duration of 5 years. That means you have to complete your PhD within this duration if you want to get funded during your PhD. Otherwise, you will have to pay from your pocket, right? So next, what are the different CSIR labs? There are two different kind of institutes. One are state universities, next central universities, and the mandate of these universities are to promote academics like graduate programs or master's programs. And the other kind of institutions are autonomous bodies. Autonomous bodies are basically that are funded by the particular funding agency like CSIR, and the mandate of these autonomous institutes are to promote research. They don't have any graduate or master's program in these institutes. The only work they do is they do research, like for example, um, doctorate degrees and the postdoctorate work and the research work, all the research related work going on these autonomous institutions. And these are the list of different CSIR labs working in the different areas of the science. For example, though we are from the life science, we are talking about the life science, so let's talk about the life science related CSIR labs. So very first lab is Center for Cellular Molecular Biology, CSIR CCMB, that is located in Hyderabad. Next one is Central Drug Research Institute, Lucknow. Next one is um, Institute of Medicinal Aromatic Plants, again CMAP, Lucknow. Next one is Institute of Genomics and Integrative Biology, that is CSIR-IGIB, New Delhi, that is uh, working in the field of like genomics specifically. And next one is Institute of Himalayan Bioresource Technology, IHBT, Palampur. Institute of Chemical Biology, Kolkata. And Indian Institute of Integrative Medicine, IIM, Jammu. And Indian Institute of Toxicology Research, IITR, Lucknow. And next one is Institute of Microbial Technology, IMTech, Chandigarh. And Botanical Research Institute, Lucknow. And National Chemical Laboratory, Pune, and National Environmental Engineering Research Institute near in Nagpur. So depending on the area of research, every research institute is dedicated to a particular field. Got it? Like if you want to pursue your research in case of in the field of genetics, or in the field of biotechnology, or in the field of genetic engineering, so you can apply for IGIB. But if you are interested in medicinal plants, then you can apply for like Institute of Medicinal Aromatic Plants and so on. So depending on your interest, you can apply to different autonomous institution. And these autonomous institutions have a tie up, or you can say that collaborations with different universities. So the all the research work that going on during your PhD will be in these institutes, and you will get the degree from the particular universities that they are collaborating with, right? And continuously there are some more CSIR funded institutes like National Institute of Oceanography if you are interested in sea studies. And next one is uh, Metallurgy Laboratory. If you are from the field of physics or chemistry, then you can apply for the National Metallurgy Laboratory. And next one is Translation Research and Innovative Science through Ayurveda. If you are an Ayurvedic person and you are interested in Ayurvedic science, then you can apply for uh, PhD in this institution as well. So again, depending on your interest, or depending on your research area, you can apply in any autonomous institution. Similarly, what is DBT-JRF? So we talked about CSIR, UGC, NET, JRF. So what is the benefit of CSIR, UGC, NET, JRF, and why it is so popular in life science field? Just because it covers the two different areas. One is NET, second one is JRF. So for example, if you have applied for the JRF and you are lucky enough and you got selected for the JRF, then you will get NET automatically, right? But in case of DBT-JRF, if you apply for the DBT-JRF, DBT is again a funding agency. stands for Department of Biotechnology, comes under Ministry of Science and Technology, Government of India. So DBT-JRF is the fellowship. Again, this is the amount of money that you will receive from Department of Biotechnology, right? And you can complete your PhD during this 5-year program. But after PhD, if you want to apply for any government university, central university, state university, or any other scientific institution, then again the net, let's go back here, the net, national eligibility test, is the mandatory requirement then you have to fulfill to apply for these posts. So you again have to give this exam only to qualify the net. You would not need like the JRF. So the only difference between DBT and CSIR is that in case of CSIR you will get both, but in case of DBT you will have to give uh, net exam one more time. So you have to do the double efforts, right? And here are some DBT funded institutions like National Institute of Immunology. If you are interested in immunological studies, then you can apply for PhD in this institution. National Center for Cell Science, National Brain Research Center if you are a brain person and you are interested in brain science, and Center for DNA Fingerprinting and Diagnostics, National Institute of Plant Genome Research, National Institute of Life, Rajiv Gandhi Center for Biotechnology, Institute of Stem Cell Science and Regenerative Medicine, Translational Health Science and Technology Institute, Biomedical Genomics, Regional Center for Biotechnology, Agri-Food Biotechnology Institution, and Animal Biotechnology Institution, and CIAB, and last not the least, the last one is International Center for Genetic Engineer and Biotechnology. So again, these are the 16 different autonomous bodies that are established under Department of Biotechnology that are working in the field of, specifically in the field of biotechnology, right? If you have completed your masters in biotechnology and you want to pursue your research in this field, then you can apply for your PhD program in any of these institutions after qualifying the DBT exam, DBT-JRF exam, or CSIR exam, or ICMR exam. These all JRFs are applicable to all of the funding agencies all over the India, right? So next question is, what is the fellowship amount you will get after you get enrolled in the PhD and after qualifying the exam, um, the fellowship exam, either it is DBT or ICMR or CSIR. So there is no difference in, on the point of fellowship amount that you will receive in all these cases. All the fellowship are same. You will get junior research fellowship, which we call it as JRF, initially for 2 years. And this amount is 25,000 plus 20 to 30% HRA, depending on the city that you are living in. For example, if you are living in a metro city, then you will get a 30% HRA. Next, after 2 years, with a formal uh, interview conducted by your institute, then that in which you are working in during your PhD, you get promoted to senior research fellow, and you will start getting a senior research fellowship for rest of the 3 years, and that amount is 28,000 plus similarly 20 to 30% HRA, again depending on the city you are working in, and this amount is for 3 years. So the total amount or total fellowship amount is for 5 years. And in addition to the JRF or SRF salaries, you will get a contingency amount of rupees 20,000 to 30,000 per year to attend some symposium or conference or workshop like that related to your PhD work, right? So last one is ICMR-JRF, and ICMR stands for Indian Council of Medical Research. All the medical institutions comes under the ICMR. Like for example, PGIMER Delhi, PGIMER Chandigarh, PGIMER Pondicherry, or all the AIMS and all other research institutions working in the field of different uh, particular diseases or any any kind of public health. For example, here are the list of different ICMR institutes, like for example, National Institute of Research in Tribal Health, National Animal Resource Facility for Biomedical Research, National Institute for Implementation Research on Non-Communicable Diseases, National Institute for Research in Tuberculosis, Epidemiology Study, Malaria Research, and AIDS Research, and disease informatics and research. Next one is environmental health. So cancer prevention, for example, and National Institute of Immunohematology or medicinal statistics. So depending that the fields that have direct impact on the public health comes under the institute comes under this ICMR, that is the Indian Council of Medical Research. And in this map you can see where are these institutes are located at, like Noida, Delhi, Agra, Jabalpur, Bhopal, Ahmedabad, Mumbai, Hyderabad, Chennai, Pondicherry, Bhubaneswar. They are situated all over the India. So depending on your region or that you belongs to, or depending on your priorities, you can pick any of the institution and you can apply to these institutes for your PhD program. So apart from these three major fellowship programs conducted by CSIR or DBT or ICMR, there are some other institutes that conduct written exams uh, uh, for the PhD admission, and also provide funds to the students to complete their PhD. And these institutes are like NCBS, conduct joint graduate entrance examination for biology and interdisciplinary life science, that's called as JGEEBILS. Next one is TIFR. TIFR stands for Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, that conduct graduate school admission entrance test to get admission in PhD. Next one is NIMAS. NIMAS is the National Institute of Mental Health and Neuroscience, and it conduct uh, competitive exam to get admission to postgraduate diploma or PhDs. Next one is NBRC, National Brain Research Center, that's situated in Noida. I'm sorry, that's in Gurgaon. Next one is NIPERS, National Institute of Pharmaceutical Education and Research. Next one is BITS, Birla Institute of Technological Science, and AIMS, All India Institute of Medical Science. IISC, Indian Institute of Science. NDRI, National Dairy and Research Institute. BARC, Bhava Atomic Research Center. So these are some uh, institutes that also conduct competitive exams to get admission to the PhDs in different fields or different research programs that's running in these institutes. And they also provide funds to a particular students after qualifying this exam to complete their PhD. So these are the information for all the exams then you can prepare for, and you can apply for, or you can qualify to complete your PhD in a specific field. If you have any specific question about related to these exams, or if you want to talk something about in detail, then you can uh, send us a message in our email, or just in the comments, then we can make the video on the particular topic. And don't forget to subscribe this channel for further updates. Thank you.